All right, we're live.
This one, Justin, not
Yes.
Kenny, I've not heard from. Justin did call, so he did
Yeah,
something.
same here. Okay. All right, we'll call over the Grayson County EDA. So we still have a quorum, correct? That's two?
Yep.
Okay. Look, if everybody's looked over the minutes from last meeting of June 26th, I look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Also, aye. Also, on the financial report, same thing, if you look over it, questions. We have one more at Wyatt, small engine, did we do 35,000?
So here's what we got with Mr. Wyatt, is we have, obviously you have the funds in the bank, I have the agreement in hand. His building caught fire on Sunday night. Did you call me Sunday night or Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday. You know, call me Sunday, said, Steve, I'm gonna be delayed a little bit. Somebody put a lawnmower outside and put some kind of parts underneath on the battery and it caught fire. And so I did talk to the landlord, which is Jason Castle. And Jason said, hey, we're gonna move forward with fixing the building, but it'll be a month and a half. Talked to what Garrett said, hey, I need a hold, I can't bring, all my tools are fine. So that's not a problem, but there's no reason to issue him a check until he's up and running again. So I canceled the check, had it ready, to go. I've got the agreement ready to go. The board's already approved the allocation of the money. There was some discussion on, did you want to have any part of the 35 as grant? Did you want to leave that open on the back end based on performance to allow some of that to grant, or did you just want it all 35 from a loan perspective?
Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. I thought we didn't vote to do anything.
I thought what we voted.
That we were gonna have him come in and do his presentation like we had everyone else. Am I not remembering correctly?
Then I'm mistaken if that's the case, because I thought I was told to go forward and figure out.
That's why I was reading back through.
I recall everybody saying we were leaning more towards a loan than we were
But did we
agreeing.
not say we wanted to hear, and we were
I
gonna,
can't
you were gonna check on the steel situation?
Yeah, so I checked with, I had 2 meetings with him. I met with the steel distributor as well. He confirmed everything. I got a letter from the steel distributors, authorized steel dealer. He said, yes, we're moving forward with this. This is the cost, blah, blah, blah. Here's what it's gonna take. And I thought we were moving out. I got the performance agreement based on number of employees, number of hours worked, hours of operation, kind of all our standard kind of performance metrics lined out. I have it. And after that, generally it's, do you want to move forward or not? And the chair signs and the clerk signs. So I guess if you want him, if the board wants him to come and give a presentation, I certainly can do that.
Cause I don't see where we voted
Yeah.
to do anything, so I don't think.
I thought we had put it to check with Steel to see if it was feasible.
I've got it, Steel's on boards. I've got a letter from Steel. I can deliver that or make sure that we have that to the ED, but that's my fault. If that's,
That check has since been voided,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
just so everyone's
so,
Can we take a look at the agreement?
oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, yep. I'll get it, Jordan, right now?
No, just when, before we do anything.
Well, we got a little bit of delay, so I
Okay,
guess what I'll
just
do is
whenever.
email the agreement to everyone, take a look, tell me what kind of modifications you want, place in the agreement. And is that good for everybody? You want to email or before you leave, I'll give you a hard copy.
Okay, that's fine.
So do we not want, I just know we talked about, having him come instead of you being the proxy. But that's, if everyone's okay with him discussing it, that's going that way, that's okay too.
That's clearly your decision. If you want to have him come in like you have in the past, I think somebody said, hey, that's what we've done in the past. We'll set him up for the next meeting and
Well, that was my question, how that was an expense, and we hadn't really said, let's do it.
I think we encumbered that at that time. I thought thought we're gonna move forward after this meeting is probably what was my thought. I agree.
Okay.
I thought this was,
Well, I thought it was cut the check.
oh, I think we're gonna cut the check, do the agreement, look at the agreement
We were gonna hold the check until after the agreement.
after the agreement was signed. Yeah, we're gonna hold the check till after. I said, go ahead and get the check ready. We'll have the agreement signed and then we'll be ready to move forward.
Well, I know we jumped a little bit during the update, but I guess that's part of the update.
Yeah.
I just had a question before we voted on the
So,
finance.
does the EDA come in or not?
Sounds like the EDA wants you to come in and do a presentation. You wanna hear some type of presentation from them?
I think so, just because we don't wanna jump, other people, we may come in and us be able to ask them questions and talk to them.
Sure.
I think that's more fair than just saying, hey, Steve says you're gonna do it, so let's do it.
And I was hearing Betsy for the notes, but I wasn't hearing anybody else. Betsy just one voice, so what I'm saying is there a consensus that wants to be done?
I agree with Betsy.
I think so, for consistency's sake, I think that's a good idea.
Gotcha. On that, those any other questions on financials?
The highlighted number, is that, because that's still flat flux?
It is not, I don't think it's necessarily in flux, it is highlighted because it was updated from the last meeting. If you recall, there was a question about 3 people that were still eligible if they had gotten their taxes paid. And we have since cut additional checks for that, so. But there's 2 people that have been paid since the last meeting.
There's still one that hasn't.
There's still one, I believe, that's not been settled yet.
Did we give them a time limit?
Yeah.
Pay the taxes on.
6 months, it was quite a lengthy extension at the last meeting, wasn't it? 6 months, I believe.
I from November, Steve.
August 31st.
August 31st. Oh, well, that's, it's here.
It's here.
Yeah, so we'll probably have one person that was deemed eligible but did not receive the funding.
August 31st, that money will go back to
We can unencumber it if you want at the next meeting, or you can direct me now to unencumber, assuming those taxes aren't paid tomorrow.
I think that's fair to say, that's not paid by tomorrow, by the deadline, for August 31st. Unencumber those funds.
Good for everybody.
Other question, real quick, on the small engine repair, do we want to move that from spent to encumbered?
Yes. Especially now since it's been voided.
Anything else? Motion to approve financials.
Oh, wait, you said, do we need to take a motion? To unencumber, or do we just, is there a consensus to unencumber that one?
I was just making a suggestion, I guess. I'm not sure it was an official motion, but I think we did. The August 31st.
No, he's back to the small medium.
Oh, back to the
The
small medium.
35,000.
Yeah, y'all jump around, I'm having a hard time.
Yeah.
I think it was the correction. So,
So does
Thank
it
you,
go
ma'am.
under-
It actually had been spent when these financials were generated. So now that it's been voided, it does need to move into the encumbered.
So does it go to encumbered since we haven't voted to give it to him yet, or does it go back into?
It would just be non-existent in my
Right, go
mind,
back
because you haven't
into-
encumbered it yet either.
So you're just gonna do it.
Motion to approve the financials.
Make a motion to approve the financials with changes as presented to Nikki to make.
second.
We got a second, all in favor, aye.
I
Also, okay. Old business none, new business, Meadow Creek project performance proposal.
Okay, if you jump to this Meadow Creek performance, as you know, we are in a relationship with the Galax IDA, Galax City Council. Rooftop came to us with a proposal. Did they present it to you or I presented it to you? I did.
I don't remember Rick
I-
coming here.
I've been through.
I remember Steve
It
going
was just
over.
me. Okay.
I think it's my else.
I can't remember. Did Terry come in? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the second round of performance metrics proposal. If you want to take a moment to kind of, if you haven't reviewed this, take a moment to review it. I'll walk you through it. In the child care center requirements and metrics, if you look at the number of children, I just added the totals. That's a plus 56 if they construct what they are proposing that they construct. So it's also an additional 8 to 10 staff for rooftop for children for childcare. Obviously, you can see the senior housing requirements and metrics in the back. Units serving 12 to 15. It is rooftop, and so there has to be some element of subsidized housing in there. That's where all the money coming from the state is right now. There's no real timelines that you have to make decisions on. I think our next really big timeline would be, they're applying for the grants now. They're working the grant system. They don't have any promises from grants. The next meeting we would have would be in 2 months, and we would see kind of how far along they are. We broke it down to them that what kind of performance metrics kind of would be thinking as far as they'd have to tell us an investment metric, a jobs metric, also some metrics that you've seen before and other, performance requirements. And but that's kind of where they're at this point. They don't have it all in order, but they're really searching for funding at this point. So just to advise you that, hey, they're searching for funding. We'll know
Steve,
when
is this one grant they're applying for?
No, I think they have 4.
Okay.
So is Galax IDA sort of in the same process that we're in there? They haven't committed to anything, they're just waiting to see.
That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah, kind of wait to see how far along. I think you told me you've had some. Did you tell me you've worked with him on some projects before? Same.
Yeah, we, and Terry looked at the property that they were,
Okay.
water and sewer, is it gonna be up to Grayson and Galax to put water and sewer in there?
Well, it's a decision of, it'd be a decision of Galaxy and Grayson. Yeah,
That's across the 4 lane.
it is. Yeah, it is.
There's no, as far as I know, there's no amenities been improved.
No,
We've not done anything to that.
All thing that was that road they put in. That's
yeah,
right.
well, that's the reason there's nothing in there too.
Yeah.
That's the reason there's nothing in there. There's no water and sewer.
What would be all really great for us is if we could get some type of investment, whether it be from tobacco or somebody else to get that site and do something. But we've not had any luck with that yet.
Yeah.
It's too far away from Galax City Utilities.
It's on the other side of 4 lane. But it has to come across the 4 lane and all the way up that subdivision or project. One side's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Good for the deer, but that's,
It's a, if you haven't been there, it's a nice piece of land. It's just going to be, it needs some site prep, but the only way to get, you just have to be so site ready for a project to come into your locality. You have to have a site that's graded, it has utilities on it. I mean, it's got to be, turnkey, almost ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to get a business to come in and drop 100 million or 50 million or something like that, it's kind of what you got to have. That's why Withville has those sites ready. We just,
Well, I see that.
Wildwood, everybody, and it's an 8 to 10 year process. And if you think, Wildwood's take a long time to get going. Yeah, it has taken a long time, but it takes a long time to get a site developed, to work with power, to have some type of economic development group come in and go, yes, we'll do this, have the state push, have the government wheels turning. But if you don't have a site that's site ready and you're marketing that site, actively marketing that site, you got no chance.
And so through the years, everything that's happened at Wildwood and Brazil being aggressive and putting millions worth of amenities in there, for all that's happened there, none of that's happened at this park. There's not been any, site, prep work done. There's not been an emphasis put on it. There's not been any real trying to sell that property. And I'm talking about Galax and Grayson, because we're in it together. But there's not ever really been, Steve has given more attention than anybody here. I couldn't get Galax interested. I couldn't get previous administrator Steve giving more attention than anybody since we've been here. But still, he's at a disadvantage because no site prep work's been done, no amenities, there's been nothing done to get this property ready for somebody to want it.
We just went through a huge study of available sites. Mitch and I were tracking on these different potential landowners in Grayson who have even the potential sites that an engineering firm had identified as you could do something here. The land is slope right. There's potential for utilities. The landowners had no interest in thinking about economic development. Their agriculture, and that's where they want to stay. Their family farms, that's where they want to stay. So if you, from our surrounding counties, Carroll, Galax, Will Smith, we went through this site review, and the top 10 sites, not one of them are in Grayson County right now. So I always say our power is our relationships and our alliances from an economic development standpoint, unless we solely focus on, tourism, agriculture, things like that. But unless you have a site that's, and even if it's ready, I mean, Will's got sites that are ready, rail, utilities, like everything's ready. They've been sitting for years. And but you have to actively market, actively develop relationships, and a lot of times with foreign entities to try to get these sites pushing it right. And it's government input of dollars, tobacco input of dollars. It's a lift. It takes that lift to get something ready to do something like that.
And the Wildwood site is impressive because they're also putting childcare right there to work with the workers when they come in, when they go to work there, their childcare is gonna be there also, right where they work.
And if we have a second potential at Wildwood, and if it goes well, we'll have a good partnership too with Carroll and Kayla. So it's a long-term strategic process, thought process, just to kind of help you think about it.
All right, how are you?
But when dumps 150 million into something for that's gotta be.
They say the roof's gone, is that now on Wildwood,
For what?
the roof.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing, it's all
Sure.
old, they say it's amazing.
When did we purchase Wildwood? What year was that?
That was before my time, I started in 2008.
It happened when I was at the city of Galax, which was, I left there in 2009, so I'm thinking it was probably 2006.
So close to 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been sitting there for 20 years.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's developed
Yeah.
since.
it's not been just said, they've been developing.
You have to get
the whole
natural
time.
gas to that site, you have to put roads in, I mean,
Or there was a trucking company that wanted to go in there at one point that wasn't there, and the internet wasn't, they didn't have high-speed internet in there at that time, or something like that. They ended up locating in
Not
Whitfield.
having the right power, that was.
I don't think
Blamed it
that's-
on the power company,
yeah.
but he got a better deal in Whitfield. So
Yeah.
so he pulled out.
He blamed it on the power company not having the power that he needed, which that wasn't true. I know that wasn't true because we built it for him.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you're competing against two states, Tennessee and North Carolina, that are just kind of beating us a little bit in economic development right now. Tennessee offers better tax incentives. North Carolina's been more aggressive towards site development.
And I've had people go, why, Surrey County's getting the Amazon why is it going there when it's further off the interstate than what, Wildwood right on the interstate? Why aren't we getting that interfund? Warehouse or distribution or whatever it is going in down there.
And there was a Walmart warehouse. It was just on the merge. And ironically, the airport, you think the airport was there for Walmart, and it was, when they found out the flight path was right over the end of where the warehouse would be, and supposedly a plane crashed into the warehouse somewhere, and they said, no, we're not gonna do it, so lay back there. And that was a big deal. That was a long time. That was,
I think
That was when
another,
they wasn't even ready, really.
yeah, it wasn't even ready, didn't have water, didn't have.
another cost for that one going south also was the workforce. He said we didn't have the number of people to support the distribution center. So that may be.
Well, there's a lot of things that, was happening that nobody really realized. You can't make an announcement because the government's got, I'll help with this. There's a few things that could have happened if it just turned a bit at the last minute. It wasn't like it was sitting there for 20 years and nothing. So it's working. Anything else on Mad Creek? Okay. Next, updates, Grayson Diner. I talked to Chuck twice today. He's ready to go. They found they had a lot of trouble with their equipment that come in. They had some, equipment that wasn't ready like they thought it would be. They had to have some work on some of the equipment. He said he said they're ready to go. They need some bollards stuck in where the fences fell over. They're gonna put some stuff there, keep people from getting off the bank. And a couple on the back to keep somebody from running with some of the equipment. That ain't no big deal. So the big deal is now is somebody to go to work. They really need a cook or two. He said, we're ready to go with breakfast to start with. He said, I don't want, the plan was to do the breakfast, lunch, dinner. But he said, you can get really embarrassed if you don't have everything ready. So I think now he wants to start out with the breakfast, get it built up, get everything worked out, keeps worked out, and then he wants to move into lunch. Yeah. But he wants the word to get out. They need some applications. So they come out on Facebook, advertising. They're supposed to be posted today on the Grayson site. Said we need help. We got some people, some coming from Troutdale that was in that store. Got a cook or two, so they really need another couple of cooks, a greeter. I volunteered to be a greeter, and he liked that. So.
I would say I could be a greeter if I literally just had to sit there and say, hey, welcome.
Welcome, yeah.
I'm really trying to take our breakfast discount. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's his business completely. I don't even understand how a restaurant makes the dime. I don't. But is breakfast the best thing for independents? I mean, I'm thinking if I was going to start a restaurant, I would probably go dinner first, just because you guys at the courthouse and the teachers are the only morning people around, really.
Well,
Unless there's more retired people that go out to eat breakfast.
So you go dinner over lunch?
I would, just because of the evenings, people, with their kids,
Yeah.
they're running this and that, and they would have a place to go eat dinner, because right now you've only got Aunt B's, the pizza place, and I'm not really sure what Angie's hours are. But I mean, like I said, it's his business, and
Yeah.
he knows how to do it, I don't, but.
I think there's more profit in
And that's, it's probably the breakfast, because you can probably make
And
it
then you
cheap.
work out your kinks and then move on.
Eventually won't be all three meal probably.
Yeah, he wants to do all three. And if he had to help, he probably
Monday
would.
through Saturday, or Sunday too.
He didn't say about Sunday. He did say he wants to do all three, but he wants to start out with breakfast and then move on out.
So does he have a date at all that he's looking at to open? Even if it's just for breakfast?
I asked him that. He said, I don't want to throw a date out there in case something happens and then they'll say, well, he told us it's gonna be.
What's our agreement say for pay? When's he start paying back the money? Is it 6 months?
It was 6 months. But I don't know if it's.
6 months from a date or the opening of it?
I think it was 6 months from the date of the agreement, but I'd have to go back and look at
I thought it was open, but you went-
There's no way, we couldn't put it for the opening because that would be.
it. That would be,
Well, I
he
hope-
could never open, and then he
Yeah,
could
right.
have to pay.
That doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
6 months.
I asked him, I said, you talking about another month? He said, no, we're gonna be a lot quicker than that. I said, we're ready to go as long as we can get those, barricades put in and we get some people to say they'll come to work. And on his deal, you can't just say, to be honest with you, you don't want a bunch in there that looks like McDonald's. So, yeah, and I said, well, your Grayson County people's not gonna be like that. You can't have a bunch of meth heads going in there and serving breakfast or anything, so put it bluntly, you gotta watch who you hire. And I know, because when I owned Bowman's, I went through 100 and some people. And when you get your right people, you can pay them more. Now you got $12 an hour to somebody that don't show up to work. It's discouraging. So he wants to get the right people in there to get started, so there's no hiccups or. I mean, it's tough business. It is. I would have shot myself when I cut to a bullet. I had that thing. It's 8 days a week. I mean, it's awful. I don't know why anybody wants to rest.
Yeah, the margins are not that great either, so.
It's tough. But anyway, he said I'm ready to go as soon as I can get the trailer. So. And I'm sure, and he wants to do all three meals, and I'm sure he will just as quick as he can and get everything in there.
What did you say about the advertising a little bit ago? He's advertising.
He put it up here, he's done a post on their Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook.
Yeah,
Do they have is it a Grayson Diner Facebook
I
page?
think that's what he said, because I asked the other girl, that's the manager, she said, I didn't put it on mine. I don't want me tied to the Grayson Diner, but it's supposed to be on there
I
today.
don't think he has a sign that can say apply inside or have help needed or what. I don't think his sign, I don't remember how it looks. I don't think he has.
No, it don't.
Place to put it.
Okay, 2 hours ago, they posted, I didn't know they had a page, I looked up, coming soon, looking for dependable smiling faces ready to work in a fast-paced environment. If interested, message the page for more information.
Okay, yeah, he told me they just posted it, so, and I talked to him a couple hours ago.
People, I messaged you, they're starting to comment, I messaged you.
Okay, well, maybe you got enough people, he'll get right along, I'm sure, because he's losing money too. So.
As long as that's good help, that's amazing.
So, that's all I know about it. That's all he's told me, so.
There's one more update that I didn't think about, we should put on here, but it's probably the book call update. Where we're at with the, you want to brief them out on where we're at with the clawback? Tobacco is on this.
Well, yeah, it's tobacco, but if tobacco doesn't pay it, then we'd be up for it. And it's
Give more context to it.
okay, it's hundred and
$67,000.
$67,000 that, if they don't have the data, that they need for employees, between 2022 and 2024, June of 2024, then they're gonna be up for that money. We have sent the data. They've come back and said we need to be more precise. I've sent that back, and so it's back in O'Call's court, and that's the last I've heard. But I'll be
Do they
surprised.
do they have the number? They don't have,
No.
okay.
No.
So,
It's not close.
so
No.
they either have to
No.
pay it back or we have to pay it back?
No,
No.
tobacco will come to here.
Tobacco will not come to them.
They will come here.
They're
To get the money back?
We go to them. It's up to us to try to get it down there.
I mean, what are their numbers? Are they that,
40.
what were they supposed to be?
60 or 70, 70, I believe.
What's the percentage? Typically, you don't have to claw back, they don't claw back the 100%, they'll do a percentage that they didn't.
But,
But the amount that they will claw back was 167,000.
Oh.
that's the amount, that's already resolved.
It's already resolved how much it was.
Yeah, it's 167,000, and that's it.
Because
So it's not a percentage of, it's
No, no, no.
160.
the initial number, I got to go back and look at the agreement, this was Jonathan Sweet's time.
200,000.
No,
No,
the tobacco,
tobacco.
it was $300,000 for sure, yeah. And tobacco's not, my understanding with tobacco now is they're not, they're more interested in getting their money back than writing these off. In the past, I think they've written some of these off, but
That
now
changed a long time ago.
that's changed. And so if you have, we got an extension last year, I went with, what was the CEO of O'Call? Paul Maloney, to the Tobacco Commission and asked them for another year. They, said, hey, we're working hard. We were trying to hire all the time. We get somebody on. It's hard to get somebody that wants to sew or seamstress or whatever. But they said, hey, we'll get the numbers. We should be able to get to our performance metrics so we don't have to pay this money back. And they sent us an email, said, hey, this is your last opportunity to meet your performance metrics. If not, this is the amount that we expect in return.
Is there a deadline on that? Or-
September 25th.
So if we go back to Oak Hall and say, hey, you have to pay, like, what are the chances that they would say we're closing up and moving out?
It's a question, I don't know.
I think it's pretty good.
You think they would do that? They would
I don't know.
close up?
I don't know if that's,
They mentioned that when earlier on, when talking, that if they could make things work here and rent get a little better and this and that and the other, that they might have to consider consolidation in Louisville.
they certainly talked about consolidation of Whitful in Alabama or Mississippi where the other plant is.
Yep.
But, there's this is a little convoluted because there's an agreement with the town on this, how this,
It's sort of complicated.
it's sort of complicated. Yeah. And the county, if you look at it from one perspective, certainly took some risk, and so did the town. We've been paid back at a certain level, but we pay back this money that will wipe away any type of extra that we got in this. Anyway. So I think Mitch has been contacted, you've been contacting what's the guy's name, Ron?
No, and Richmond.
Richmond.
I can't think of it right now. No, it's different.
And,
I'm seeing.
And this is with was that the tobacco commission?
with Oak Hall to try
Oh,
to
with
get
Oak
them
Hall,
to
okay.
respond appropriately to understand.
That's
No, that's tobacco.
That's tobacco.
Yeah, that's tobacco. To get them to understand that this is what's coming, and I don't know if you have luck with me. Oak Hall. No,
I mean, I've told them
Yeah.
that, hey, we need to be sending these numbers. And I finally had to go down below the CFO, who should have been giving numbers. I called out here and I got a contact who was within that way. And so that's what last, that contact worked. She got me what we needed and sent it in, but that needs more now. So that's, she's got.
Out of the three, we had a couple deals, was that 15 or 16? No call.
16.
No, the
One
not in
here.
college, the college meals, we done something, that's something we call it. We call it one day.
And Hanson Turbine.
What was the other deal that was done with, not Nautilus, but
Core.
Core?
And I've done, I think every one of them except my college something.
All right.
We'll call it all types.
Can we just not have the, is it for the same reason for like the numbers of employees?
Well, sometimes it's not for us.
Yes, but I think all these were enforced, they outweigh.
So these contracts that we have with these companies themselves, we're ultimately responsible for the fallbacks in all of these situations. It was just an enticement for them to come here and bring employment.
We is in the EDA.
With,
If you go back and look at the agreements written as the EDA do it.
for sure, with Oak Hall, I don't know about.
Tobacco
Cool.
they usually send the money specifically to the county.
Yeah.
Because it's a combination contract that names the county, the,
That's what happened.
so it's a good question.
The county issues a check. But if there's any follow through, clawbacks, they don't go to the call. They come here.
So it's definitely, I think, but you're making it sound like it may be the EDA and the county.
Well,
Possibly.
for example, in the financials that are in front of you, there was an incentive that was actually put in the EDA's accounts. And then it was sent to RPM. Okay, so in that case, if the money went into the EDA coffers, I would think the EDA would be paying for that. Now, so it used to be, especially when they weren't doing a lot of clawbacks, sometimes those funds would go directly from the county to the company. And I don't know where these funds came into.
How about this? If the EDA is responsible, okay, then how come the rent payments that came into the county, not to the EDA?
So the rent payments come to the EDA,
For local, for local?
Yeah.
It did come in here.
they come in here.
And then but the taxes, the money we would get in taxes, which was $150,000, that goes directly to the county.
And that's and it's supposed to.
Oh, I got that, but
And the rent's through the EDA because it has to be all property through the EDA, right?
Yes.
Do we know how much that we've got in rent versus how much we've been totally spent out there? Or how much is in
$1,000 forever, how long they've been there.
I know.
it was, I think I had the numbers. It was 150,000, something like that, 180,000, somewhere around there.
It's gonna be all washed out if we have to do this.
It's 3,000 a month every month since 2000. It was like August 2015 or something like that.
So,
I don't have any. I can go back and get them there. I looked at them because I was talking to Town Independence about it. About, hey, here's what I'm seeing from a numbers perspective. Like, if we have to change our agreement, this is kind of what, at least the data that I can see at this point, how much we had in taxes. So I
is
think
the
I see.
town IDA, because y'all still had the IDA when this.
The IDA is being dissolved. It's
Right.
not quite official. They're, the last step is moving the money back over to the town from the IDA. But, I think that, that money from the Oak Hall building, I'm not sure that that went into the IDA. I don't think it did. I think the Pro Clads building is the only one that we have that the rents go into the IDA. If I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to that, Steve, but I don't think the Oak Hall was going into the IDA.
So if let's say we have to pay this back in September, October, whatever. And the EDA absorbs it, we just pay it and don't go after Oak Hall.
Oh, why you say that?
I'm just throwing out a scenario.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying this is what I think we should do,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to wrap my head around what could happen.
Okay.
If we done it and didn't go after Oak Hall, is there a chance is this it? Could the tobacco people come back in 4 more years and say, we need more data and ask for more money, or would this cut off the tobacco money, the tobacco
And we
commission coming
split
back?
the tobacco.
We split it. So could we, at that point, if we done that, is there something we could do with Oak Hall to say, you have to stay here and you still get the $3,000 a month rent from them?
I don't think we can force a company to stay.
Well, you know you can't force them, but at least throw out
I think there might be a negotiation period. What's interesting on this one, last time this took place, the company was pretty Johnny on the spot of calling and saying, hey, what do we need to do to kind of engage, and what can you do to help us?
We need an extension.
Yeah, we need
Now,
extension to
now
this.
it's crickets.
And so we've got a deadline coming up. They're not responding. And I don't know what their stance may be. Hey, we just didn't meet it. I don't know yet. So we'll have to work on it, see what they say.
because even if the deadline's September 25th, when would we have to pay? Like, surely it's not that day. You don't know.
We would have to have some type of strategy going to Ashland or wherever it is the next meeting, and try to see if there's any options for us. So really,
That'd be in October too.
it's in September. That's
Is
their,
it
it's in
September?
September. I guess my job, hopefully they'll contact us. I will try to meet with our different contacts here to see if they can provide some options.
Jordan Butler said we was gonna let Fowler County remind, but now he's moved on. And I can't think of any person that we're dealing with.
You're talking about tobacco? I mean,
Tobacco, Jordan Butler.
well, he's just a staff guy there. He just not voted.
No, I'm saying Jordan Butler was who he was my go-to guy with getting all this stuff through tobacco commission. So he'd send it in here and all that, but now he's moved on to something else and.
So we'll have to see if we can, if there's any options. There may not be any options. They may tell us this is what you got to pay back.
Back to the Wildwood project, was that an EDA thing, or was that just Grayson County and Carroll County? How was that conceived?
Reseda.
It was Reseda?
Proceeds Galaxy Carroll.
So for Grayson County's investment in that project, does Grayson County receive funds back in rents from this new group? How does that work?
No, you won't.
So yes, we will, as long as they meet, we will receive rent payments, and we'll receive, we're a third of their machinery and tools investment as well. So we'll get investment from machinery tools taxes that Carroll gets.
So
Carroll doesn't keep all of that.
when these payments start, are they gonna go into EDA or just Grayson County, or to pay debt for the debt service that we've been paying for
Yeah.
this project?
Yeah, the idea is that we'll pay off our, well, there's a couple options. Reseda has the option there. They can pay debt, which is to pay off what's owed, $4 million or something like that, about $4 million left to be paid there. You can do other investment. There's other sites to be developed. So you basically have those options. Tobacco still has about $1.6 million into that into that, and we're talking to tobacco now about reinvesting that money or using that as debt forgiveness. Go pursue that.
I just was really curious about how, it's been so many, like we said, it's been 20 years ago, and I'm trying to recall what I read in the newspaper at the time, but I couldn't remember. I just knew that we were
Yeah.
spending money and had debt service every month regarding this project for all these years, and just wondering how we got, Grayson County would get repaid
I
for
think
our part in that.
if we just have this, this one company, we're still 5 years maybe from breaking even on this. Maybe 5 to 7 years from breaking even on this. If we have this second company come in, it'll be a lot quicker.
Meadow County will get the first, real estate taxes. But like you say, the tools, machine tool, will get some of it. And then the thing of it is Grayson County people have jobs, good jobs. And that's been the whole thing, just get some jobs out there. Now the whole trouble is nobody wants to work.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, what are they offering? What's their pay scale with the tomato plant? I don't know beneath their names. That's something. Plus,
So you have about 280 jobs there. Half of those will probably be H-2A workers. The other half are, the scales anywhere from 47, I think, to 78 was the last thing I remember. They have, their goal is based on, if the first site, you're talking about 65 acres in greenhouse tomatoes. If it gets up and running and goes how they think it is, they have offered to develop a second site. So you're talking about maybe really 125, 130 jobs of maintenance. Oh gosh, engineering. It'll be a variety of jobs that would work at a facility like that.
is it the place, I just came off exit 19, I hadn't been down there. I come off exit 19 and looked over to my left, that's what I'm seeing. Is that how you get
Which
into
way?
it?
Which
I
way?
was coming south.
Coming south.
19, and I got to the stop sign and looked over
You
to
can
my
dr-
left.
If you drive up to the car gate there, you tell me what Grayson County is.
Is that how you go to get there, though, if I went there, because I went right, so
Yeah.
that's pretty to the left?
Getting back to 620 on exit 19, that comes out at Harmon's. You need to get out of
I'm
the
watching church.
Just turn left, go back across.
I turned right, and I got the Lord's house, I was in.
Yeah, turn left, go back across the interstate.
You'd be surprised.
Right.
You'd be surprised how much metal they.
metal greenhouse.
Tell them you're in Grayson County.
I'll send you a video.
And they're supplying to the whole. They go to Mexico and it's there, and you get your tomato. These will be fresh tomatoes every day, and they'll deliver to all East Coast with no shipping and all that. That's where they see their profits. The locals can buy straight from asking that.
So you could go up there and buy straight from the conveyor?
I don't
They
know
didn't,
about that.
he didn't say say they have a retail store for that.
I could, are they gonna be in Food City, Food Line, and?
I think they're talking about large operations, like Walmart or grocery chains. That's what they're talking about.
He told me that they even do farmers markets. I don't know how they plan on doing it. Because that was the question I asked them when they first came. Are you going to help the local people out? He said, sure.
There's a pig today and the store tomorrow. What that?
Do you know what the number one reason why they chose our area? Did you hear this? Because of the ability for bees to pollinate in our weather.
I'm reading it, we're losing these every day,
We'll see.
thought everything was contained to where,
Yeah, I didn't know they had pollinators.
Yeah, I thought it was all-
Greenhouses either, that wasn't
That's what he
something I
said.
knew.
He said these, the pollinator, these areas are the drought factor.
I wonder if that to them, that might mean something about the atmosphere, the
Well, I mean, obviously, the interstate central location, you would get anywhere from, one of these coast was a big deal for them.
So do they use trucks? Is that how they? They're not on the train, they don't do anything on train.
This trucking, also they buy wood from the locals, burn, put heat in those buildings. That's right.
By locals, like bars.
Locals, yeah, they're scrap, they'll buy them scrap. To burn, to put heat back in those 65 acres.
I wonder if there's certain wood that there's only certain kinds of wood that they burn.
As long as it causes heat, I guess, burn. And then they
Burn
recycle all the water down there. The green deal too.
Pine, stop up your chimney.
Okay, ADA, number
Kind dear woman.
Hearing none, public comment. Over on, we have no executive session. Next week, September 25th, 4 o'clock, executive.
I'm gonna be on vacation, but I might call in on the telephone if I could.
Vacation.
I'm sorry.
Leave is optional here. It's not approved, you have to put that on time sheet,
Oh,
somebody's
okay.
gotta sign it.
Oh, okay.
Can you stand by 1 second so I can get this approved? See if we read.
Motion second.
Can we do Zoom or
It's Teams.
Teams? Okay.
Teams meeting, yes.
I haven't ever, I use Zoom a lot, but not Teams. I guess it's pretty easy.
It's
to-
basically
yeah.
the same thing.
Yes, it's easy too.
Are you the one that's in charge of how we have to sign on to see stuff?
Like to see the board packets and
Yeah.
stuff. No, not necessarily. Like Brian usually, the one that was just
For
here.
Brian,
Yeah, Brian
Oh,
usually.
okay.
That's usually Brian.
he just been a good employee, team member today.
You know, I'm totally technical stupid. And we got that yesterday, and did y'all log in to see it? And then it said, no, now you have to go use Copilot. And I'm going,
And what was
it's
that?
Copilot. Did you sign in to look at the board packet when she sent it out, whatever day it was?
It just opened right up.
Mine did
Yeah,
not. Mine come up and I done it the way I always did, and then it come up and said, you have to update to Microsoft Copilot. I happened to be on the phone with Laura and I'm cussing. Going, what? She talked me through it. I'm going, why can't they just send me an email instead of making me find
That's
stuff?
good.
That's what mine
He is.
was straight through the email.
Really?
Yeah, just send a PDF file.
You were trying to get to her email. so.
Yeah, I was trying to get to my email and it come up and said that I couldn't do it the way I'd always done it. Because when I first got on here,
Probably.
Yeah.
Linda sent me my login stuff and I had to go to Microsoft.com something. So I saved that. And then I go in and, put
I
in
bet
the,
you
put
didn't
in
get
the
in.
email. I did get in, but
Okay,
just
so
because I had a
like I say,
youngin' that
if
was
you
talking me through it.
Yeah, if you didn't, I was gonna tell you, call and ask for Brian.
I had Linda, I had Linda's number in and Laura called before I could hit call and talk me through it, but I was like,
By the way, y'all might want to tell Linda, someone commented to me that the minutes of the meeting, there's like 1 month, I can't remember which month it is on there twice for 2 different months. So there's one minutes of the meeting, and I can't recall which months they were, but tell her to just go back through there and check. I guess is Linda the one that
Yeah.
does it?
Mhm.
That there
Was it
One
for
month-
an EDA meeting or for a board meeting?
for EDA meeting. 1 month was on there twice, I guess, maybe. For the minutes of the meeting weren't on there for wasn't the month that we skipped either, it was earlier in the spring or something.
So we know something firm on the Oak stuff by the 25th?
Sounds like it.
We should. That's up to me.
Okay.
That's the deadline.
And we can find out if it's gonna be EDA or county.
Sounds like it's EDA.
It'll be EDA, it
Yeah.
won't be county.
It's down to 371.
I was looking, I did have one house that we was looking at. I think, Darren said something about on the outside of town. He said he would sell. That's a big old house. I don't know if that would be a first time.
At the haunted house. Is it the haunted house?
No, it's not haunted. I couldn't find nobody that tied to the haunted house to talk to. But the other one, he said, yeah, I'll sell it. So, well, there's a right of way goes out through the backyard. He said, I can take care of that too. He gave the price $100.
Which house are we talking about now?
Where the video story is.
The brick house,
Brick
where
house.
Buck Hatch built it there.
Gotcha.
They built, that's right, they built the ramp for Buck when he lost his leg.
I know which one, I've been in that one before for sale.
I didn't know how bad a shape it was.
It's not terrible, it's not terrible, it's, you know,
It's cut up, it's
kind of, but
into
it's,
it.
as far as being run down or gross, I don't recall that.
No.
I think there was some roof issues.
Thanks.
I don't know if they fixed those.
Just email me if you have
What's the,
change the jobs. No, kind of, you don't have
Says
another
that.
job. He says,
I figured $100 wasn't bad.
man, it comes
I
in.
bought one,
It need to be fixed up, another $100 in it, but sale to a first time home buyer is at the house for the first time, big old house.
I think that'd be something we could ask. There was a guy who's kind of, I can't remember the guy's name, in charge of,
Jimmy Moore.
yeah. I think we could say, hey, is this one that'll fit in? From my understanding, he's supposed to help us kind of
Yeah,
vet some of those and see if that price point is kind of in line with what he thinks they can do and kind of run with it from there a little bit.
can you get up with Jimmy on that pitch?
So we'll have, Garrett in here next meeting. You know you won't be here. Call in,
I'll call in or join on Teams.
Teams or whatever. And, have any questions about that proposed agreement, if you want to modify them, just send them to me. We'll nail down the number of jobs, everything else should be there. If you want to make changes, be ready to discuss the changes on straight along the grant, whatever it is.
did he have insurance, I mean, I know the Castle's probably had insurance, but did he have insurance on to protect his property that was in there? That's none of my business. It worries me when I saw it, because I was like, he could have lost a lot in there.
Steve, are you coming to talk to the town about Oak Hall at a meeting or?
Would you like me to?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody, I learned something new in here today that had not been expressed to me before. So I think it would be good for town council to understand.
What's your next meeting?
It's the second Tuesday of August. Let me look at my calendar, or September, excuse me.
I called, what time?
We go into closed session at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Good.
We do closed session first and then go, because we don't want to, like to get in bed.
Yeah, I'll call, Kathy. I'll get on the next one. I also called her today about the town ordinance because we're working those two developments in the town right now. And, I thought I read one time when I was, with the town that you had an ordinance about, property development. If you had a certain number of acreage, only half of it could be used for, the development and the other half had to be something else. And I thought, okay, let me go. But I looked on the website, I couldn't find it on the website. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can, I called Kathy today, see if I can find that. She was gonna hunt it down for me. So.
Yeah, I don't know the town ordinance well
Yeah,
enough. We've
sure.
had so little development,
Yeah,
so many years. not familiar,
Yeah.
even from a real estate perspective.
Yeah,
on
I didn't know if
that.
you, that's what I was thinking. Maybe
Yeah.
had heads up.
Mhm.
Hopefully we'll get some homes built here. I'm going to Winchester in 2 weeks with the group to look at that company Van Meter that's supposed to put these homes together for us, so. We'll see. I'll let y'all go. Anything else?
Anything else? Look for motion to adjourn.
So moved.
They actually let us go. I said they actually let us go when we adjourned.
Second, anybody second?
Second.
On by right,
Aye.
and next meeting is September 25th, 4:00. Thanks, everybody, for coming out.
Second Tuesday, second Tuesday.